I was interning at Goldman Sachs, the India office at Bangalore. It was through college, and the department was Global Investment Research, where I had to work with the US team, and the sector allocated to me was insurance. So I was supporting my team in the US, and we were doing fundamental research on 20 stocks under the reinsurance space. And it was a great experience to actually work on live projects and give live recommendations to my analyst out there in the US.
I interned with McEnroe Consumer Products Private Limited. It's the makers of Wildstone. It's a men's personal grooming category company. So when we sit inside the classrooms, the teachers impart us with a lot of knowledge and technical stuff, but how to apply it in the practical world, you will know about it once you go out in the field and get your hands dirty. So that is how the internship helped me. I got to know about sales, I got to know about marketing research, all the concepts which the teacher had already teaching us inside the classroom. So, and once we were back inside the classrooms, we were able to add value to the classroom teaching. So that is how the internship part helped me.
I did my summer internship with ITC, which is one of the top FMCG companies in the country. It was an amazing learning experience. In fact, I was a fresher before joining college. I am a fresher, so I didn't have any prior work experience before joining here. So this was pretty much my first experience in a corporate setting. The learning that you get in those 60 days is probably more than what you have in 1 year of college. But the kind of, now how my education as in my first year helped me was, there was so much that the faculty, that the seniors had done to prepare us for it. So I was never in lack of finding people to ask for advice. So there was a lot of things that I did know during my internship that I came to know I should have known while it was happening. So there were always people I could rely on. I spoke to a few faculty mentors. I spoke to my seniors who had previously interned in a similar sector. They were all extremely helpful. The course curriculum was quite robust in that way. The only thing is, when you're put in a real world situation, it is slightly different from the theoretical, but the support system that I had here was quite brilliant. They expect you to ask and they expect you to want to learn. So in that way, it was a give and take, and it really helps.
My internship was in Idea Cellular. My main project was around market research and distribution. I had to look at the channel infrastructure and give them recommendations. So even during the second year, we have subjects like consumer behavior and distribution, which are really important for you to, in your career ahead. So I bring a different aspect into it because there are a lot of points which you get not just from learning but also from the projects that I did during that internship. For example, how to manage stores, how to go about, how to keep the channel managers involved and stuff.
I had the lucky opportunity of interning at Goldman Sachs, which is one of the prestigious companies that people look out for. And in terms of the learnings, it was really a great experience because working in an MNC is definitely much more, much more enriching in terms of the kind of work culture that the seniors over there help you get into your personality, as well as the kind of values and the kind of work ethics that you get to learn in terms of how to work, how to interact with seniors, the kind of exposure you get in terms of different profiles that you get to work into. So that way, Goldman Sachs definitely helped me provide a lot of learnings, and I'm also using those learnings to help juniors understand what kind of benefits they can arrive by prepping for these kind of companies and benefiting themselves in the long run.
My internship was with Kellogg India Private Limited, and it was a marketing project where I had to design a strategy for revamping the Premia in the Choco's Fondue Play Pack. So it was very exciting because generally once you complete your MBA, you're not put into a strategy role immediately. So it was a live project and I could actually see my recommendations being followed. So they called me later to brief the internal teams, which was a very proud moment for me. So now that I have had this first-hand experience and we're doing subjects like distribution and marketing and consumer behavior, so I can actually draw from all the practical applications of concepts that I have had over the tenure of my internship. So we do focus group discussions, we did in-depth interviews, and now we talk back in class, we talk about how these are important for consumer insights, exactly what leads to what, the different models, how we use them without really knowing, okay, this actually exists in theory somewhere. So it was a great experience.
I interned at Vari Energies Private Limited. It is based out of Mumbai, Borivali, and it is a startup that it is a family business actually, and it is more into the manufacturing domain, manufacturing of solar panels, solar power plants. My role was basically of business development. So when you talk about business development, you talk about approaching new clients, approaching new channels, and trying to bring them on board as investors for solar power projects. So solar is an upcoming field in India, and it has captured the market all over the world. But in India, in the next 5 years, it is ready to take off in a big manner. So the experience that I had in my theoretical classes in NMAT helped me to mitigate, helped me to realize, and it helped me to transform the theoretical learning that I had into practical knowledge at Vari. Because of the market surveys that I did, because of the client relationships that I developed, and it also helped in the meeting. So when I was going for the meetings with the clients, I used to recall my marketing lessons that I had attended during my classes here. So all those learnings, they came really handy during my internship experience.
Internship has been a truly enriching experience, like it is for every MBA student. So after the course of 1 year, we are given an opportunity to work for 2 months in an organization like their employees. So that was one thing. I was working in an organizational setup for the first time, so the learning per se was extraordinary. So everything that I learned in the previous year I was able to implement it in the organization. I was able to learn much more. I was able to implement what I had learned in the organization and bring back a lot of learnings in terms of technical expertise, in terms of organizational culture, in terms of organizational fit, learning about all these, meeting people globally, interacting with the people from other B schools, and bringing back to college. So that is helping me understand my classes, my classroom settings, my teachings in a better way, and be able to I'm just able to analyze it better, and it's absolutely mandatory that you go for an internship.
I was interning in Axiom, which is a domain selling business. So it is a unique kind of a business. So overall I was in the marketing aspect of it. We analyzed the domains we need to buy, we managed the portfolio, and we made sales to global clients. Therein there was negotiating element. We learned a lot about negotiations and about how to ensure that a sale is being done. So end-to-end learning was there.
I interned in Metal Toys, is the biggest toy manufacturer in the world. It's the parent brand for Hot Wheels and Barbie and Scrabble, Uno. So I was in the marketing and sales. I had a marketing and sales profile, and my basic objective was a competition survey or a competitive analysis of the board games category. So it helped me a lot through market research. I went around to a lot of places, malls. I roamed the entire Maharashtra region. I actually explored the different places where the toys were sold. I had certain beats with the salespeople, so I got an insight as to how it actually works at the basic level. So that was a good thing. Now, a lot of the biggest thing that I brought back was personal experience. So when the first year, I'm a fresher, so I do not actually know how sales and marketing works in reality. But after my internship, whatever studies I've done in the fourth trim, I can actually connect it to everything that actually happened with me there. Now, I will obviously not be able to do, I was obviously not influenced with everything that happened in the internship, but quite a few of the things that happened are taught in class today, I have experienced before in my internship. So I can personally relate and through my hands-on experience at the internship.
I was interning with a company, Perfetti Windmill. It's an FMCG company. It's into confectionery. So it gave me a chance to work in the FMCG sales, and I got a first-hand experience of that. So definitely classroom learning is very important, but when you go on the field, you learn how exactly the trade is done. So those were the learnings. Also how sales and distribution works in a typical FMCG setup are the key learnings that I think that I brought from my internship to the class.
I interned at Abbott Pharma, and it was a huge learning experience, probably much more than any, I think, 2-year course also that you can have inside the classroom that way. So first of all, my my project was mostly around market research and the marketing of the brand hygiene, the details of which were confidential. So it was a pretty concurrent project in terms of whatever launches that have to be taken care of, the customer insights, the sales beats, everything was pretty enriching. In terms of learning, you get to see how a company functions, what all do you need to do. You get to implement whatever learning, theoretical wise also, that you have had in the last 1 year. After coming back, now that we are doing specialized courses in terms of our intended specializations, I get to relate whatever I learned to the models that are done across different companies, or what have been done by companies for a long time now. So that way it's actually good, that the timing and the learning that we get at the internship.